Hello? Hey, there we go. Sound is working. I think. Hopefully. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I caught some of the stuff from the protest videos of how cold it is there. Be safe, man. I did a terrible job of lining everything up today. Gaps everywhere. Oh well. Hey, we're going to give a few more minutes, let some more people filter in. I seriously thought that when I got on today, I was going to be talking about how silver was at 105 and how gold hit 5 grand. Both got dang close. Gold right now is 4,008 or 4,984. It topped out at 4,990. And silver right now is 103.20. It topped out at 103.38. That's crazy. Silver went up $6.39 today. If I can correct that while I'm live. Let's see real quick. There we go. Now they're lined up. Hello, hello. Welcome. Yeah, so I know somebody who's a bit on the in, I guess you would say, in the silver world. And apparently there are some people well involved with the world of silver that they're potentially projecting as high as even like $250 an ounce before it finally stops going up. And that's like by the end of the year. And they're saying 150 by summer. The way it's going up, I could definitely see the 150 by summer. If it keeps going the way it has been, I could see 150 within like the next couple of months. Before then? You think so? Come on, phone, work. 1 second. I'm answering a text. All right, sorry about that. How you doing, Chef? All right, gonna get my beginning stuffs out the way. For anybody new, payments made via PayPal. Use cheapskatecoins@gmail.com and use goods and services only, please. We also have Cash App using the same email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com. We do also now have Venmo, also using Cheapskate Coins. If you use Cash App or Venmo, it will say Louis Cachera. That's me. You are in the right place. Shipping is $6 to $23. $6 being a little purple bubble mailer, $23 being a large flat rate box. If you want it sent registered, there's an additional $45 charge on top of that. Is the only way you can insure your coins all the way through the mail. And keep in mind, if you sent registered, you will have to sign for it when it arrives. We do hold packages if you want to maximize your shipping and fill your package up. If you do, just let me know. I always recommend email me if you want your package held. That way you make sure that I know, because sometimes stuff flies by quick in chat and I don't see it. So make sure you email me. I know, man. Silver's going crazy. If you're new, you can't get stuff tonight. You just have to email me by the end of the night. Email has to have your personal info, shipping info, your channel name, which payment method you're going to use, and what email you use for that payment method for invoicing purposes. If I don't get that email, you will not get anything, and we never ship without payment. Here's my Facebook link. If you're on Facebook, go give me a follow. Tonight's lot list is on there. It is the top post. We also have a mailing list. If you want to be on the mailing list, shoot me an email, cheapskatecoins@gmail.com, and say, add me to the mailing list. If you're on the mailing list, you will get the lot list a couple of days before every sale, and you have the ability to pre-purchase items as soon as that email hits. We do not charge right away for the pre-sales. We wait until the night of the sale, and then I invoice everybody together. And then, of course, on Facebook, each day we have a sale. I do put the lot list on Facebook. And anything that went in pre-sale has been removed. So what is on that list is what is available. Excuse me. Didn't mean to cough in everybody's ear. Sorry, I keep looking at my phone. I have one of my suppliers trying to ask me questions during the stream. All right, speaking of pre-sales, we did pretty good this week on pre-sale. We're down to 50 items for the actual stream out of we began with 80. So pretty good. So I just want to give kind of a little brief overview. All the nickel bundles, V-nickel and Buffalo nickels, went in pre-sale. All of the Indian cents went in pre-sale. I could have sold those twice. A few of the world silver went in pre-sale. The Russia was one of them. I could have sold 4 of those if I had them. I had 4 of you guys wanted that coin. And then out of the banknotes, the only 2 that went were the 2... early year Germany notes. So, yep. Oh, and then the Washington Carver commemorative half went in pre-sale. Alright, so you guys might have noticed, for those of you that are on the mailing list, you might have noticed, and letting you guys know for the ones who are not on the mailing list right now, that I did put a side note on the mailing list tonight, or for tonight. So we've already had 2 sellouts this month. If we manage to sell out tonight, which I know is a big tell, but if we do manage to sell out tonight, I'm going to make the giveaway item gold. And if I did my math right, there should be enough in the pot if we sell out tonight. And especially if we also do well next week, or sell out next week, to be able to do a 1/4 ounce gold coin. Hey, Richard. So, yeah. So, if we manage to sell out tonight, then when I do the giveaway for all the sellouts for this month, I'm going to make it a 1/4 ounce gold coin. And with gold shooting up just like silver, that could turn into being a really good thing. So what y'all think of that? And for those of you that are new, if you don't know, I obviously have a thing that I do where every month, if we have a sellout, I take a percentage of it and I put it in a pot. And then at the end of the pot, or at the end of the month, however much is in the pot, I take and I go get the best coin I can get with that amount of money. And I give it away to somebody. And the only people eligible for the giveaway are the people that bought something at one of the sellout streams. So, for example, we had the sellout in December. The coin I gave away for that one was, it went to Walter Thibodeau, and it was a 1908S Indian cent. So far, the best coin we've still given away was that old cat bust half. That was worth like 500 bucks. So, all right, let's get this thing going. We got 50 lots left for the week. Let's see if we can sell them all out and get somebody a gold coin. All right, kicking out with banknotes. So this first one is an interesting one. I don't know that I've ever seen one of these. Say 1930, 5 customs gold units. Which is kind of cool. Let me bring this thing up so you can see it better. So this is from China. And this one's going to Richard. So yeah, 5 customs gold units. So apparently it was used for when they were doing stuff with customs, and they use this instead of having to huff around a bunch of gold, I guess. RR, there we go. So congrats to Richard. God, I'm getting blown up tonight. All right, next up. The next 3 are from my favorite country of stuff. I just love the history and everything of Egypt. 2001 20 pounds Egypt banknote. Going for $2. Oh, and by the way, to give everybody the update, that last sellout did actually qualify as a sellout. I did get the payment from the guy right on the at the last minute. So it did qualify. Yeah, I just love it. I don't know. I love Egyptian history. I think it's awesome. Going to Richard. You know, how can you not? They have all the pharaoh history, you got all the architecture history. It's just awesome. Next up, 2007 1 pound Egypt. Going for $2. That was, of course, the famous Temple of Karnak there. The Ramses. This one's going to Wayne Blackfrog. That would have been nice, Will, but Wayne beat you to it. Dandy Dave, Wayne beat you by a lot. All right, next up. It's all good. 2002 50 piastres Egypt. Going for $2. Yeah, worry about driving. Be safe. This one's going to David Gratzer. Next up, I guess you could call this one the showcase item for banknotes for tonight. This is the 1900 25-cent fractional note, Dominion of Canada. Going for $5. I saw these things online going for as high as like $20 in this, even in this grade. Going to Moosaux. Gratzer. Shouldn't be surprised, I guess. U.S. fractionals cost even more. Some of the U.S. fractional notes are really expensive. Next up, yep, Moose beat you. I can show you my screen if you want me to prove it. It's a 1954 $1 Canada. So it does have a bit of a liquid stain on this side, which is why it's only $2. If that wasn't there, this one would have been like $8. So if you don't mind a little stain on it, you can get yourself a 1954 $1 from Canada for 2 times face. Anybody? And that counts for everybody. If anybody ever wants to make sure that I'm being straight with you guys on what order the bins came in, just let me know and I'll be happy to show you my screen. Hey, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. It's all good. Going to Danny Dave. Gratzer. All right, next up, this is the last Canada one. It's a 1973 $1 Canada. Going for $3. That might be considered a fancy serial number. What do you think? 444634? Go to Will B. Gratzer. And the last banknote for tonight. 1995 250 dinar from Iraq. This is an uncirculated note, I think. Oh, wait, nope. I have it marked wrong. This is not the uncirculated one. So not uncirculated, but going for $2. And going to David. David was first. Let me fix that on here so it doesn't say uncirculated, because it is in fact not. It's got folds in it. All right, to David. Congrats, sir. Let me fix this real quick. Get back in there. All right, all better. All right, coinage. Kicking off with, I am honestly, the one we're kicking off with tonight, I'm amazed this made it through pre-sale. Actually, there's a few of them I'm amazed made it through pre-sale. This is one of them. Because A, I've never had one of these before, and B, this is an oldie awesome coin. 1822A, 5 francs from France. That is a Louis the 18th, guys. 90% silver and fine. $85. Going to Wayne. Wayne beat you by a hair, Richard. Congrats. All right, next up, the 1986 100 francs both went in pre-sale. So we are now on to the 1965 francs. 83.5% silver, AU, $45. Ooh, glare. Shiny. Let's see, silver's gone up $10 since I priced this thing, so let's see what melt on this thing is now. Just because I'm curious. 1965 francs, France. Current up-to-date melt on this coin is $33.27. Pretty good. Anybody? All right, moving on. To the 1961. Oh, Chef, are you coming in late on that 1960? Or has that been for the 61? Because it came in at like right at the same time. Yeah, and the 61? All right, you got it, sir. You got both. Congrats and congrats. Hey, mean one. Oh, I don't have your card out. Chef. Alright, next up. 1962. 5 francs. Going to Wayne. Congrats, sir. And that brings us to the 1963. 5 francs. AU at 45. Anybody? Alright, moving on. And then the last one from France is the 1964. Also AU and 45 bucks. Alright, moving on. Anybody decide you want the last 2 France? Well, let me know. Alright. The Panama went in pre-sale, so we are now on to Mexico. Kicking off Mexico is a 1926 1 peso. 72% silver VF, 45 bucks. Let's see what melt on these are now. 1926 1 peso. Oops. Mexico. Alright, current melt on this guy, after prices shot up on silver, $39.83. And go to Richard. Congrats, sir. Alright, the next one, I've got 2 available. These are the 1932 1 peso. I have one in AU that is 50. And one in EF that's 48. Alright, this is the AU one. So this is the $50 one. And then this is the EF. Anybody on either of these? Chef is bidding the 63 and 64 francs. You got it, sir. All right, moving on. All right, the 1957 one went in pre-sale, so we are now on to the 1953 5 peso. I've got two of these available as well. This one is the AU at 75 bucks. And then I've also got one at EF, which is color toned. Check that out. For 70. It looks weird under the camera right now, but that is actually toning. It looks pretty crazy. Let's see what melt on these is right now. It's 53 5 peso. Yeah, current melt on these is now $66.41. So if anybody gets the color toned one, you're getting it for less than $5 over melt. And Richard's grabbing both. Kratzer. All right. Next up. Minus 47 wind chill. Screw that. That's too cold. It is 1959 5 peso. 72% silver AU, 55 bucks. Anybody? Is 59 a key date? Not that I'm aware of. It's I think it's just a commemorative. Or it might just be that they did something commemorative for that year. The centennial of Carranza's birth. And mintage was 1 million. So I guess it might be a kind of a semi-key date because that's a pretty low mintage for a 5 peso. Going to Doug. Kratzer. All right, now for the big one. 1960 10 peso, 90% silver AU, 95 bucks. One of the rare 90% coins from the more modern years. Late 900. See, current melt on this guy. 1960, 10 peso. Current melt on this one is $86.32. Yeah, they're getting there. Anybody on that one? It's also getting to the point where it's getting harder to find it because people are starting to melt it down again. A lot of world silver is getting melted down right now. All right, moving on. That's why I said I knew it would be a tough thing to do a sellout tonight, but that's why I said if we do manage to do it, I will do a gold giveaway. Next up is a 1968 25 peso. Beautiful BU. Front's proof like. I didn't call it, or the reverse rather, is proof like. I didn't call it proof like though, because the front isn't. Still a gorgeous coin though. Melt on these guys right now. After the big silver jump is 53.79. Anybody? All right, moving on. Oh, going to Wayne. Wayne came in late. Oops, wrong one. That one. There we go. Right, sir. And Doug's been in the 1960-10. You got it, sir. Hey, give it a week, you're going to have it for under melt. I guess that's the one good thing about silver going up, is whatever you pay for stuff today, a week or two from now, it'll be under melt. All right, and the last one from Mexico, 1972 25 peso, 25% or 72% silver BU, $75. I would have let you if it would have been you. I would have been fine with that. on. If anybody decides you want the last 3 Mexicos, let me know. Heck yeah, it is. Alright, next up. 1964 30 drachma. From Greece. 83.5% silver. Beautiful BU. Over 60 bucks. There's a gorgeous coin right there. Indeed. Let's see, since we've been checking them all. Let's see what the melt is on this one right now. Current melt on this one as of right this second, 33.27. And it's a good time to get into more numismatic coins. Numismatic value increases lagging silver. Once silver normalizes. Oh yeah, definitely. Once silver normalizes, yeah, all of the numismatic values are gonna go up. Right now with silver coins, you can almost barely even go off of, especially world silver, you can barely go off of the price guides. Because a lot of them, silver has already caught up to their numismatic value. Or surpassed it. Alright, moving on. Alright, next up. Here's the next one I'm surprised made it through pre-sale. Especially considering it's a fairly inexpensive coin. An 1821A 3 cruiser from Austria. And this one's going to Will B. That's one of the weirdest silver percentages I've ever seen. 34.6% silver. Congrats, sir. Next up. Hey, Felties Coins, your new name, welcome. Next up is 1912 2 Corona. Austria. 83.5% silver, beautiful AU. 40 bucks. This thing is gorgeous. Edge lettering? Yeah, it has edge lettering. I believe. Yeah. There's some edge lettering on that. Going to West Side. Right, sir. All right, next up, 1964 50 shilling. It's the Olympic ski jump coin. 90% silver, BU, $75. See what the melt is on this one now. 1964. All right, current melt value on this guy right this moment, $59.76. Anybody? And silver has gone up an additional 2 cents since I started the stream. Going to Dandy Dave. Congrats, sir. And all right, and the last coin from Austria. 1976, 100 shillings. That's my birthday. My birth year was 1976. Anybody? Very nice. Fellow Gen Xer. I think pretty much everybody in this stream is either Gen X or Boomer. All right, moving on. Yeah, a lot of folks from the 70s. LD's like 16. Eh. It's good to know that the young generation's getting into it. Always a good thing. All right, next up, New Zealand. Kicking off New Zealand, 1935 florin. 50% silver VF. And this one's going to Will B. Congrats, Will B. All right, and then next up, Phony Bitter. Well, that doesn't inspire confidence. 1933 half crown, New Zealand. This one's a VF, $32. I'd wait a bit. There are people that are projecting $150 by summer per ounce. I would wait. Going to be our chef. Chef beat you by a hair, Danny Dave. As a millennial, you're happy to be here? We're happy to have you. All right, last one from New Zealand, 1934 half crown. EF, 38 bucks. Anybody? Focus that. Nope, wrong way. There we go. That's better. And going to Dandy Dave. And those New Zealand half crowns are some really cool looking reverses. Oh my lord, I can't type tonight. There we go. There we go. All right, next up. All right, this is one of the Uber coins for tonight. Oop, sorry, I skipped one. Oh, no, I didn't. I just forgot to put one in somebody's pre-sale lot. Walter. Walter, there we go. All right. Aha, figured it out. You'll have to cover his shipping too. Just FYI. Just letting you know. Because if he is actually 16, then I can't sell to him. All right, Felty, Will B just got you a coin. So do me a favor and email me your address. Otherwise, I'll have to ship it to Will B and then he'll have to ship it to you. All right. Back to our one of our Uber coins. So this is only, I think this might actually be the first time I've ever had one of these. It's a 1937 crown from Australia. 925 sterling silver AU toned. 120 bucks. You do not see these often at all. And let's see, 1937, 1 crown, Australia. Current melt on this buddy is $86.85. Well, yeah, the 38 only had 102,000 minted. But if this was that one, this would also be a $300 coin. Anybody? All right, moving on. Surprised nobody grabbed that. Next up, one coin from Italy. This is the 1959 500 Liar. From Italy. 83.5% silver, extremely fine, $35. How big is which one? The crown? Yeah, the crown is like Morgan dollar size. And Italy is going to Moosox. Congrats, sir. And Richard's been in the crown. Congrats to you, sir. Crown to Richard. Richard. All right, next up. You know the crazy part? We haven't even hit the big showcase item for the World Silver yet. 1966, 100 pesetas from Spain. 80% silver, BU, $60. Anybody? So this one right at the moment. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to whack the mic. Ah. Current melt on this guy, $50.47. Well, if I don't hear from Felty, I'll just ship it to Will B, and then he can try and get in touch with him. Oh, good. All right, moving on. And we are back to my favorite country. $1937, 5 Piastres, Egypt. 83.3% silver, extremely fine, $25. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be very upset about keeping it. Anybody? Oh, and I just realized I misspoke. If we get to sell it tonight, it won't be a quarter ounce. It will be a 10th ounce. Sorry. I just realized that, wait a minute. A quarter ounce would be over $1,000. A 10th ounce is what it would be that I will give away for the next giveaway. 1/10 ounce gold. I just thought of that and I figured I should really correct myself. Going to Moose Socks. Look at the fez. All right, next up is the 39 5 piastri. Hey, still, it would still mean one of you are getting a 10th ounce of gold. Which, who knows what that's going to be worth by the time it comes time for that giveaway. This one's VF for 22. And going to Wayne. Congrats, Wayne. All right, and the last one from Egypt, and this is an awesome, awesome coin. 1916 20 piastri. 83.3 silver and fine. 85 bucks. This is another big silver dollar size coin. Anybody? Yeah, current melt alone on this thing. Let's see. It's 1916 20 piastri. Just the melt alone right now, $77.44. So you're getting it for $7 and change over melt. And mintage on it, if anybody was curious, is only 1.5 million. So not a whole lot on mintage. That's the wear. It is only in a fine. Looks like somebody had it in their pocket for a long time. Because that looks like pocket wear right in the middle. Right in the middle. I'm guessing this was a pocket coin. Here you go, Mabel. But, all right, moving on. Next up. $1968 10 kroner, Denmark. 80% silver. This thing is a gem BU. Going for 68 bucks. This thing is gorgeous. Anybody? All right, moving on. All right, the big boomer. Showcase item of the silver. And technically the showcase item of the night. Because it is $5 more than the other showcase item for the night. Check this out, guys. 1621 Thaler. This is the first time that I ever actually held a real Thaler in my hand. And this one is going to Richard. So, Richard, the reason why it just says silver is because that's all any of the guides say, is just that it's made out of silver. I couldn't find anything on purity. But given 1621, I would guess probably somewhere around 85-ish to 88, somewhere in there, was about the purity they were working with at the time. Grats to you, man. That is an awesome, awesome coin. Just sold to Richard for $225. Next up, 1967 10 liret. This is from Israel. 90% silver, gem BU. Only 234.4K minted on this coin. Features the wailing wall on the reverse. Going for 95 bucks. Okay, let me see real quick. Melt on this one. Whoops. Whatever. Current melt on this one, $77.69. It is very cool. And then, of course, it's got the the blade on the other side. All right, I'm going to let you guys look at this for 1 second because I really got to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. All right, much better. All right, moving on. All right, and last of the major world silver is 1968 300 Guaranis from Paraguay. 72% silver. That's supposed to say AU, not BU. Let me fix that real quick. Quick correction. There we go. Now it's right. All right, so it's AU, 75 bucks. Only 250,000 of these ever got minted. Anybody? Let's see what current melt on this guy is. 1968, 300. Guarani. Paraguay. All right, current melt on this guy. $63.59. And this one also does have edge lettering on it. Hello, hello. Thank you for the sub. And welcome to my channel. And since I've had a few names, I'm going to do this again real quick. Anybody new, you can get stuff tonight. Here's my email. You can get stuff tonight. You just have to email me by the end of the night. Your email has to have your personal info, shipping info, your channel name, if you use PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, and what email you use for that payment method for invoicing. If I don't get that email, you don't get anything, and I never ship without payment. And if you do use Cash App or Venmo, when you send it, it will say Louis Cachera. That's me. So everybody on the new folks know. Alright, moving on. Next up, we do have some USA Philippines. We have 3 went in pre-sale, including the only 50 centavo one. But we do still have, first one I have 2 available. These are 44D 10 centavos. 75% silver. They're both AUs. And $7 a piece. The coins that are referred to as America's Forgotten Coins. Anybody? Thank you, sir. Hit the like, tell your friends. Let's grow this thing. One going to Dandy Dave. Anybody on the other one? Got one left, $7. Well, at this point, not only were they minted by the U.S. Mint, they were actually U.S. coins. Because we owned the Philippines at the time. Alright, moving on. Next one, I've also got 2 available. One is a VF and one's an AU. These are 44D 20 centavos. The VF is 12 and the AU is 15. So there is the VF. It's got some toning going on. Well, close enough. They were a territory at the time. They were basically almost like the same as like Guam or any of those are now. And here is the AU. Anybody? Will B has been in the AU, Gratzer. Anybody on the VF toned? Will I do 64 for the kroner? Which country was that? Talk about the Denmark? The Jim BU kroner? The 10 kroner? Yeah, I can do that. 10 kroner to David for 64. I can do that. I gotta find it again. Is that it? Nope, that wasn't it. That's not it. That's it. David. Boom. All right, moving on. Anybody decide you want those last two USA Philippines, let me know. Yeah, David asked before you did, Doug. Unless you asked like way up before I saw it. Oh, yep, you did. Sorry, man, I missed that. I apologize. Yep, I just saw it. I apologize. Are you sure? Because that was my mistake, not yours. That was my stupid human moment. Okay. Sorry about that, man. I messed up. All right. We got 5 coins left. All right, I'm going to link all 4 of these. These are Lincoln cent proofs. These are 1960. 61. 63. And 64. They are all gem-proof reds. If anybody wants all 4, I'll do it for $16 if you want all 4. Save you $4. Make them $4 a piece. Someone stole the 62. Teeth. Anybody? $5 a piece or 16 for all 4. Like, all penny prices are going up now. Now the pennies are done with, the price on all pennies are going up now. It's kind of crazy. Or at least all the Lincoln cents, all the way down through the wheats and everything. All right. Moving on. All right, last coin for the night. I had this one on last week, but I wanted to run it again. Just to see if I could find anybody who wants to put this thing in your collection because it's a freaking awesome coin. So I'm doing it again. $19.24 Huguenot commemorative $50. 90% silver BU. 142K minted. $200. And you know what? I'm going to make you guys a better deal tonight. For tonight only, I'm going to do it for 175. I'm going to give you 25 bucks off for tonight. And Richard's taking that deal. Grats, sir. So that is 175 to Richard. Congrats. All right, recap. You guys actually aren't that far away. All right, for World Silver, Mexico, you have the two 1932 1 pesos. As well as the 1972 25. Group deal on everything? I'll need a second to figure that out. Hang on. All right. Let's see. 50 plus 48 plus 75 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 85 plus 95 plus 75 plus 19 plus 20. All right, and the next number I need. All right, it would have been at the March prices. It would have been 647. I could go 547. I can knock $100 off, and then I'll just have to figure out how to arrange that amongst everything. So lump group deal for all the remaining stuff would be 547 for all. All right, you got it. So that is a sellout, and I am giving a piece of gold away soon. All right, let me figure out $100 off on everything so it works out math-wise. See, there's 10, 18, 28, 23, that's 33, 43, 53, 63, 68, 78, 82, 90, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 100. Okay, there we go. I got it all marked. What's the bonus sales? Yeah. That wasn't enough for you guys? Y'all want more? All right, let me write Richard's name on all of these real quick. Alrighty. If I sell it, you'll bin it. If you list it, they will come. I've still got slab boxes and airtights if anybody needs either of those. They're PCGS slab boxes that are $10 a piece, and the airtights. I've got bags of the universals that are 10 for $5, or I've got a gigantic bag of just like a hodgepodge of mixed sizes. There's probably got at least 50 or 60 of them in that bag. I'll do it for like, I don't know, $20. Will do, sir. Let me mark it down here real quick. Ship will be. Got it. As soon as your payment comes in, I will get it out. So does anybody want airtights or slab boxes? I still have that Mexico Dansko if anybody wants it. I haven't been able to get back to Rick's yet, which he's probably not thrilled about, but I've still got that if anybody wants it. Same price. Which is now a far, far, far better deal. Considering now, just for the silver coins in that book, just the melt value alone on that book is $1,287.67. That's just the melt. And there are some rare coins in there, and of course there's the price of the book and everything else. Yeah, I'll get it sent out. It's just going to take me a bit with it, especially with it being a sellout. So, $1,600 if anybody wants that. And actually I'm allowed to do it for $1,500. That was the lowest that he said I could go on it. So $212 over melt. for a really good silver collection, or a really good collection of Mexico. Plus, there's a lot of non-silver coins in there. So if anybody wants that, I can do it, since I haven't gotten it back to him yet, and he's probably not happy with me about that. It's just been a rough week. There's that giant bag of airtights I was talking about. That's a gallon Ziploc bag that's almost half full. That is a lot of airtights. All kinds of different sizes. So if anybody wants that. That's the book. Mexico type coin set. Or type set coins. Of course, nothing in the back page, because the back page will be the gold coins. But that's what the back page is for. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got right now. If anybody wants any of that, let me know. If I could afford it, I would buy that book from him and break it up and sell it, but how much are the folders? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think you meant to say folders. Oh, and if anybody gets that book, you can make payments. You been it for the $1,500 to pay next week? All right, you got it, man. That book is going to Richard. Congrats, man. Mexico typeset Dansko with coins. 1,500 to Richard. Paying next week. Alright, I got it on there, and I got put the note for that one being next week. Fino, what were you asking about? When you said how much are the folders? What were you asking about? Are you talking about the airtight holders? Oh, the trifolds? Yeah, I do those for $2 each. I've got a crap ton of them. Are there particular ones you want? It'll take me a minute to dig through them to see if I have exactly what you want, but I'll look. $2 each. Or if you want, just shoot me an email on which ones you're looking for, and then I'll look through and see which ones I can do for you. I have most of them. Do you just want me to put you together a set of one of everything that I've got? That'd be the easy way to do it. One of each type and denomination that I have. I can do that and then just email you and let you know how many of them there are that I have and which ones they are. All right, will do. Odds are you're going to be in a medium box for that because I have a lot of the different ones. So just to give you a heads up. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for coming out. You guys are awesome. Definitely give me a bit to get invoices out because with it being a sellout, it's going to take me a while to get this many all put together and ready to be sent out on the various platforms. So, all right. So for this month, somebody will be getting a 1/10 gold or a 1/10 ounce gold. Anybody who can get your payments in by Monday, I would really appreciate it. That would be very, very helpful to me. So that I can go get stuff for next week. I will always keep trying to bring you awesome coins. Always. Alright guys, have a great night. Thanks for being awesome. Tell your friends. Fino, I will email you that list as soon as I figure out what all I have got. Catch you guys.